Hey, what's up?
Now
Okay,
we're back
that's
again
right.
for another episode. My name is Toy.
I am Tasia, and this is Pink Tax Chat, whatever. So, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and we ready to dive in. What you want to talk about today?
Today, I feel like we need to let the audience know a little bit about us. You
Yeah,
know, how we met,
yeah,
Gallaudet,
yeah,
Gallaudet.
yeah.
That's going to be the
Yeah.
hot topic today.
Yeah. And you know what? That works because here at PinkTaxChat, we talk about finances, we talk about relationships, we talk about everything from A to Z, from the deaf woman perspective. So our experience at Gallaudet is important. I think that's something we should share with you guys. We should touch on for sure. So I'm excited. Yes, let's do
So
it.
for those of you who are not deaf and don't know what what? Okay,
Right.
so Gallaudet is a deaf university based in Washington, D.C.
DC.
And that, so this university had deaf professors, deaf
Mm-hmm.
employees,
Mm-hmm.
a majority of the campus signed.
Mm-hmm.
We have a program for interpreters who
Mm-hmm.
become interpreters to interpret for us.
Right.
So God is really like the heart of like the deaf community where some of us start and we spread out.
Right.
Not all of us. We have other universities that have um, deaf program. But
Right.
us, we're from Gallaudet, so we will
Right.
talk about our experience with that. Gallaudet a deaf university. So if you ever want to check it out and tour, go to
Right.
Washington, D.C.
Go check it out for sure. I mean, it is a truly unique place. And I encourage you, I highly encourage you to check it out. You will probably feel like a fish out of water a little bit, but I think that's the beauty of it. To go, you get exposure to a different culture, a different people, a different way of life. Signing is everything there, and that's the beauty of it. So please do check it out, and just see what it's all about. You know what I mean? I think we should probably start from the beginning. So how did you get to Gaida? Like, what led you there? Because for me, my experience was interesting. How I got there, I wasn't planning to go there, put it that way. So what's your story?
So for me, I lost my hearing when I was about 17. And during that time, my identity felt like on the fence. I was like, I don't know who I
Right.
really identify as a deaf person. Now I understand I've always signed since I was 3. I've always been involved in some kind of mainstream program or had deaf friends. Yeah, but me, gal, that I was like, oh, gal, that was more of an idea. It was either for me, gal, that or NTID. But I don't know. I feel like I kind of accidentally fell into gal that,
Mm-hmm.
got accepted, and then I went. But the real reason for me why I went was because I lost my hearing and I felt like, okay, I need to,
Yeah.
find myself. And that's the place to find your deaf identity there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Okay. A lot of that I feel is similar. So for me, Gallaudet was never on my radar. I didn't know anything about Gallaudet, NTID, nothing. So I was born hearing, and I lost my hearing around 3. I felt like 5 hearing tests, and like they put me in hearing aids and sent me on my way. They said, "Good luck, girl." Like, good luck.
It works,
Like, you
yo.
know, like
Figure it out.
so right. And so I thugged it out big time. Like growing up, I went to a mainstream school. It was no deaf program, no none of that. I didn't meet another deaf person until I believe it was like my senior year, like the summer before my senior year,
Ooh,
literally. I mean,
late.
later. I'm from Kentucky, so it's not a big like state, and it's definitely not like a deaf community that's like large here, like social presence, nothing. And even if it was, I wouldn't have known it. I didn't have exposure to it. And so I finally met some other deaf people when I was to a summer camp. It was in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh my
And
God, that's really like,
it was
whoa.
random. I swear it was so random. I so a little bit about me. I was always busy in the summertime. Like I had several camps that I would go to. So this summer I had like 4 different camps that I went to, like a
Okay,
week, 2 weeks,
nice.
4 weeks. And so it was a full summer, and I was exhausted. I was tired. I remember this like yesterday. And this was the summer that Michael Jackson passed. So it has to be
Oh
like
my God. Oh
2009.
nine.
Oh nine,
Yeah, I will never
2009.
forget that summer.
I'm telling
Yo,
you, I'm
that's
telling
crazy.
you, it was a crazy summer. So I was literally at like the end of one camp. It happened. They announced it on the bus. We were on the bus, like traveling from somewhere. I don't remember. And like the lady that was leading the camp, she stood up and she said, "Oh my God, Michael Jackson passed." And everybody was like
What?
it was crazy. But anyway, so that camp finished. I came home and I remember like the funeral on TV and everything. So it's like ingrained. So it was 2009 for
It
sure.
was like in
It was
our like,
that. Um, so I was like, I went home for a short period and it was the last camp. And I was like, Mom, I don't think I'm gonna go. I'm tired. She was like, No, I think you really should go. I think you should go. Like she encouraged me to go. And I was like, fine. She was like, I think you're gonna really love it. So I went, and so glad I did, because I met people that were like me for the first time ever in my life. And once I got like a glimpse of that, the curiosity in me was like, it was there. So, one person that was there, um, I'm gonna call him Oreo because that was his name. He went to Gallaudet. He was planning to go, and he was telling me about Gallaudet, and I was like, oh, okay, like one ear out the other. Okay, I hear you, but like for me, probably
no.
not. Um, so I think nothing of it. I moved on. I'm a senior in high school or whatever. They have those little like sign up sheets. You remember those? Like the sign up
Yeah.
sheets for college visit. So fine. I would just sign up. I would just go to like random ones. I was just curious about all the colleges because I didn't know where I wanted to go. And just happened, Gallaudet and RIT were both on there. I didn't really know. I just randomly signed up for it. Why not? I went to both. That's where I was like, I think I need to really like look into it more. And I did. My mom encouraged me to like email both of them and see if I could like visit. I was like, that's a long shot, but I'll try. And I did. I, like so fine. Net forgot that. Boom for IT. I did not make it. They were like, that's great. Good luck. And guy
Yeah.
that was like, sure, come, we'll cover it. Bring, your mom. Fine. I was like, okay, it's looking good. It's looking real good. So we
Yeah.
flew, we visited, and I was like, I was
That
the
culture
culture
shock.
shock was out of this world. I was like, what is this? And I was gonna be a biology major at that time. So they were like showing me the bio classes and all of that. And I'm just like, how am I gonna fit here? Like I grew up oral speaking all the way, never signed a day in my life. I was just like, this is overwhelming. This is too much. I
Too
can't do it. You know what I mean?
right.
But I made the decision. I came. And I think it's important to mention that because I applied to like 10 colleges and I got into all of them.
Oh
And
my
like
God.
Howard was one, like Spelman, like these, like I was like, I'm ready to like get into my Black identity because I was always the only Black girl in the class. And I was so tired of that. And it's Kentucky, let's be real. So it's not
Yeah.
a lot of us. We sprinkle, but it's not a lot of us. You know what I mean? And so I was always like feeling like I need that piece of me, but there was the other piece of me too that I needed, and that was the deaf piece of me too. I was like, I like identity. Which one do I pick? And I ultimately picked deaf identity. At the time, I didn't really like understand that, but I got in the guy that, and ooh, did I find out? I found out. Yeah, so that's how I got there. Like, that's a long story, but like that's how I literally got there. And it was at same. I just kind of like fell into it. It just kind of happened. It wasn't planned. I wasn't thinking about that originally. But like once I visited and like I was like, I think I'm gonna do this. And this was scary because Kentucky to DC, huge. I was living
Difference.
far from home. I've never left home like that far. It was a lot. And I was like, huh? But I did it. I did it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I got there.
I mean, I remember like my mom, my grandma went for the first day drop off.
Mm,
And my grandma was, dropping me off in my room. And for them, it was different. My
of
mom
course.
was like, wow, it's so quiet here. And my grandma was like, yeah, because they're all slimy and that, And
Right.
my mom was like, oh. And, my mom's very, like, not immersed in the deaf world, of course.
Hmm.
So my mom, like, the first thing she said, sorry, mom, I'm sharing this, but that's my experience. Mom
Right.
was like, she told my grandma, she goes, Mom, if Tori got assaulted and she screams, who would come?
I mean, but spoken like a mom though,
Right,
you
right. She goes,
know?
who come?
Yeah.
Screams, no one's gonna come, they can't hear her. And I was
Ah,
like, you're gonna drop me off saying
yeah.
that?
But they have blue lights on like campus
the,
all
the,
over.
the,
Like they had like
the
things there
dorms
for
did
that
have
purpose.
the
Yeah.
emergency button.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, we are accommodated on campus, don't
Yeah.
worry.
Don't
But
worry.
my mom was just thinking like, how?
How?
And of course I couldn't answer that at that time because hey, my first date.
Right, right. That is
But
so, yeah.
the culture is just different,
Yes, it is.
and I'm first gen too. So yeah, that's just definitely.
The drop off day. Oh, girl, I cried and cried and cried. I was terrified out of
You
my
went to
mind.
Jumpstart, right?
I
So you were there
did. I went
earlier
to
than everyone else.
Jumpstart. Yes.
Jumpstart, yeah.
So Jumpstart is like that summer program. And back then, it was two. They still have, but back then it was two separate groups. So it was the new signers, obviously that's me, and then there was the academic success. So that was a separate
Yes.
group. But sometimes we merge and like do things like volunteer or whatever, but would typically be separated. So obviously the new signers program was focusing on learning, like picking up ASL
Fine.
signing. And so, oh girl, when I first got there, I was like, oh, look at all these people they signing. That's cool. But I felt so awkward when I was signed. I was like, I never used my hands to communicate before. Not like that. Like you know what I mean? Like as a black person, like gestures, yeah, but signing, no. So I just felt so awkward. I remember we had we had an assignment and we had to like record ourselves signing. And I was like, I just felt so embarrassed. I
It's
did.
hard. It's not easy. It's like, and
But
then
like nobody
ASL
talks
had
about that.
this, ASL had its structure, and if you don't get that right, then it's,
Yeah.
and I mean, I have always signed, but ASL,
Mm,
not so,
that's not
and I
me.
still, I still struggle,
Yeah.
but
You know what? I own I own how I sign. So that's another
but,
thing. I remember ASL 101 class. The professor had
oh,
asked me, like she asked the class, but somehow, some way, it was a me thing. It was like, hmm, do you own your ASL? And I was like, I didn't
like, what you
understand.
mean?
What do you mean by that? And she was
Right.
like, do you own it? Like how you sign it, how you express yourself, your ASL, do you own it? And at that time, I was like, I didn't understand. I was like, no, and I wasn't confident, and I was new, and I was awkward, and I felt embarrassed, and I was like trying to break out of that thinking, that mindset of like
Mm-hmm.
people are looking at me funny and I look stupid, that kind of thing.
Feeling,
I was just
yeah.
not confident. And so the answer was no at that time. But now, 100% yes. Like I 100% own the fact that my finger spelling is lousy, is terrible, it's probably never gonna like be better. It
Same.
is what it is. You know what I mean?
Like, you love me or hate me, y'all would stop me still at
I'm
the
gonna
end of the
sign
day,
things
too.
wrong sometimes, and then I own that. I'm fine with that. I don't care. You get me? You get me? You understood? That's all that matters. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I've always been that way. And yeah, SimCom is my thing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always gonna cherish the fact that I'm oral and I grew up that way. I'm never gonna like let go of my voice, and that's a very critical like part of who I am. It's me, you know? And so I'm just not in a place where I'm gonna like turn it off. And I had many people tell me like, huh, and I was like, huh. So, that was an interesting like experience and journey because I think I mentioned before, but like people were like labeling me hearing thinking
And,
and like and like,
oh,
oh,
people
so
would even tell me, like, you're not proud
you're
to be
not
deaf.
proud to be that.
Oh, hold up.
How you
I
gonna tell
am
me,
proud. Oh, you mean? Oh, you mean?
child,
And they be like,
child?
that's what I thought, you're not me.
No,
So, you
right, right.
mind your business.
Right. But that's
Mind
a
your
cultural
business.
thing too that we
It
have to
is,
touch on. Like
yes,
at Gallaudet, like that people tend to be more blunt. It's more socially
very
acceptable
straightforward.
to like let people know what you think, how you feel, and share your opinion without being asked and ask very personal questions,
Oh,
like
very
finances and like
personal.
very, very, very personal questions. But it's socially and culturally acceptable. Things that are not typically acceptable in what we call the hearing world. And so me coming up in the hearing world and like going into this deaf world was like, whoa, like no you did not just ask
Yeah,
me
like
that. No
what
you did not
that?
just say that to me. I can't believe that you coming at me like that. You know what I mean? It was like
Like I remember,
people was coming for
I
me.
think I think that stayed with you though, because I remember like I know you said you don't maybe I remember we discussed this briefly a long time ago. I remember when you were dating this guy and we were sitting at
Oh
lunch, and
Lord.
someone
Oh God, you talk about old
someone
me
asked,
back in the day.
someone asked you, so it's his dick pic. And you was like, yo, I already knew that was not a question you wanted to answer.
I mean,
And
cause
I was
why do you want to
like,
know?
you said, why do you want to know?
Why you want to know?
Is that
Mm,
you a man?
mm, right.
And you real quick
Could have
was
swore
like,
it was mine at that time. No, no more. But
hearing people don't ask those questions out loud, they made me think it
no,
here,
right,
here,
right,
here.
right. I forgot
But
about
now
that. What did
people,
I say? What did
I think he
I
was like, why do you want to know? That's not your man. Why do you need to know the side? Like, why do you need to know?
say?
And now she was just like,
Yeah, because I got questions, plenty of questions. I got questions.
so
What
I
you
think that
doing?
never changed with you. I think he was
No,
always like, yeah, no, don't ask me things. That's not
no,
your business. Mind your
your
business.
business. That's right. That's
Yeah, I
right. Yeah.
remember I told one person, I said, are you paying my bills? And they was like, no. Are you sleeping with my man? No.
Mhm.
Why are you asking me these questions?
Right there.
Why are you asking me these
Exactly.
questions?
Right. But that's important because we come from very, very different worlds, right? And
Right.
so that's just like, whoa,
Um,
it like threw me off. I was like, I know you're not asking me that. You know what I mean? But to
but it's
understand the
normal.
culture is
It's
like,
normal.
got it. That's a very normal thing. It's not odd. It's not
What?
disrespectful. It's not. But
Not.
for us, it's perceived as disrespect. Like, because that's very disrespectful to ask something like that of that nature to someone you don't know very well. That's not your friend, your best friend, or someone that's close to you that you feel comfortable sharing that
But I
kind of
wouldn't even
information.
ask my best friend that
Same
question.
girl,
I
same,
would not. I would not
same.
ask my best friend.
Cause I be start thinking like you trying to hop on it, like
Like,
what are you doing?
what are
What are
you
you
doing?
doing?
Yeah.
But hey, that happened. It happened. It did happen. I remember that now that you told me that. And that's funny because we can look back on things like that, like, huh. But oh, we were young, girl. We
We were.
met when
How,
I
let's
was
tell them
18.
how we met.
Oh, I'm gonna let you
Uh,
do the honors. I'm gonna let you do the honors.
so, like I said, all right, let me give y'all. If parents are watching this, I'm sorry you
We
sending your
grown.
baby.
We
You
grown.
sending your babies to Gallaudet. I mean, yeah, whatever. But Gallaudet is a hook up culture, heavy, heavy, heavy. So how we met in a dorm room,
Mm-hmm.
and it was
Vincent
someone's
Hall.
birthday.
Woo woo.
There was someone's birthday.
Right.
Mind you, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know what I was walking into. I was just invited to the
Same.
party.
I had
And I was
no idea. Like, hey, it's a party. I'm invited. I'm a freshman. I'm excited. You know what I mean? Like I'm young and it's like it was in the beginning of the year too. Like it was
right.
first semester, like beginning of the year. Like you don't know a lot of people. Me, I didn't know a lot of people because I didn't come from like a deaf institute. So a lot of people like flood from the deaf institutes. They already know each other, but me, I was like an outsider. So I didn't know a lot of
You was
people.
welcome. What they welcomed you. So me and Tasha go in this party. We were next to each other, and this girl just takes off her jacket, and there's a boy on the floor, and I'm like, why is her jacket off?
Why is she taking it off in front of us like that?
Like she was just like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And then she started stripping,
She started
and I
stripping.
remember she put a tube shot in her, and
Down
he
there.
was like, and we were like, oh, I looked, I said, I didn't know it was that kind of party.
I think at that moment is where we may have
Yeah,
like,
we did.
like,
What?
because me personally, I'm looking around like, is it me? Is this normal? Am I tripping? Like, so yeah,
What did I walk into?
yeah, I was thrown off. I was not prepared
What?
mentally, like at all. I didn't know. And then I realized and I said, oh,
That's what we're doing. Yeah.
but you know what's crazy? We could have left. We
we
could have.
we didn't know. We stayed the whole time. Wow, watching watching dudes like scoop it out of.
And the people too.
Why did we do that?
I don't know, but it was a full house. Like it was full. The room
Everybody was there.
packed.
Everybody was there, and I think my young mind, I wanted to be where everybody was at. I didn't want to
Same.
miss anything. I was like,
FOMO. Yeah. I was like, I'm a freshman. I'm woo. This is a lot. I don't know how to process this. Is anyone else tripping with me? She is. Okay. I'm not tripping alone. That's great. You know what I mean? And I remember
yeah.
we did like try to talk. I couldn't like sign much. I remember that. Like I
Yeah, but we
couldn't.
was talking.
We was
I remember what
talking.
we talked about. I was like, oh, yeah, I remember we were talking about being hard to get. And
Yeah.
then I lost it. And then I think we were trying not to pay attention to
Pay
what was
attention because it was a
going on.
lot. It was
It was
it
a
was too
lot.
much,
And
honestly.
it was my first like stripper party, to be honest. It was my first one.
Same. It was
Or
my first. It was my first. It was my first. I
and I
was
didn't go voluntarily.
no, I didn't sign up for that, but that's what happened, I and I met you, and that
Yes.
was several years ago. I was 18 at that time, and I'm
And
now
now I'm
30.
33.
Wow, that was a
Yeah.
long time ago. A
So if
long time
anyone ever
ago.
asks, where did you meet? At a stripper party.
Yep, we
That's where
did
we met.
on campus.
I mean, we were on campus. Now he's outside.
It was not. It was
Nah,
not.
we was
Where was my roommate? My roommate was not there. Why was I
she
there
was not
alone?
there.
I don't understand. I have questions for myself now because I don't remember. I don't remember, but my roommate was very much not there.
I
Okay.
don't think I was. I didn't go with anyone either, did I?
I don't know. I feel like we were just like,
I just remember it. I just remember, oh, it's someone's birthday, and I'm like, oh, birthday,
I
okay.
remember whose birthday it was too.
Me
I feel like
too.
I remember.
He's
Well, anyway, so that it was, I remember it was his birthday, and I was like, oh, yay.
Yay. And
But
I wasn't really
that
friends with him, so I
same,
don't.
I
Why
never
was I there?
was. I don't know. I feel like I feel like the purpose was for us to meet. That's it.
That
Because honestly, if we didn't meet there, where would we have met? Because I was a freshman and you were not in any of my classes. Like, where was we
no.
gonna meet? Where were we gonna meet? Well, I know how we would have met. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have
Never
met
mind. But
eventually.
it wouldn't have been that early in the year.
And we probably would not have become friends. It would have been like,
We
oh,
know each
each
other.
other.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, mm,
So that is literally how we met. And I feel like after that we didn't become like instant friends though, right?
no.
Like we didn't hang out right away.
No.
No, I don't know. I feel like it was another mutual friend that like us. That's how it
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
That
That's how did I meet her though?
I don't know. Cause she wasn't even together.
I was always meeting people older than me. Always. I was hanging out with everybody older than me. I was always the youngest person. And like people wasn't students. And somehow I was becoming friends with them.
Well, yeah, that I had people that like, well, she had a reason to be
She
there.
had a reason.
But gal that does have people that float around campus
That are
way past
not.
the time.
Yeah, it's true.
Way
It's true.
past the time.
It's true.
Yeah.
But it's because of that, probably the sense of community, right? Like
Yeah.
you leave that Mecca and it's rough out there and you're
Mm-hmm.
looking for a home again and where do you get
It's
that
hard. It's hard to find that.
belonging? It's at Gallaudet. So a lot of people do,
And I
they
get that.
stay and they stay.
Get that. I will be honest, like, there's a difference working in a healing environment and working in a deaf environment has its, you have to experience to understand.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
Oh, I know. I know. I've done it. Check.
recommend?
Yeah. Both have their pros and
Does,
cons for sure. And it definitely has its like perks for sure. For sure. Hands
for sure.
down. I mean, hands down. Yeah. But I think that's a good place to wrap it up. That's kind of like the backstory to how we met, how we got to Gaida, and just like a little bit about our experience. We have so much more,
Oh my
so
God.
much more.
Gallaudet is going to have its
Gaida,
own series.
it
It's going
needs
to
one
have,
because I spent 5 years there.
I
I was a fifth
spend
year
more.
student. I got 2 degrees, so I stayed one more year. So, I had plenty time there. So yeah, we experienced a lot.
A
Good
lot.
and bad and ugly.
Let me
But yeah,
sprinkle them.
sprinkle, sprinkle, girl.
But I would say I wouldn't be without Gallaudet.
True,
That's
true.
a
I
hard
definitely
pill to swallow, but facts.
it
Facts.
is. And I remember my freshman year after that, I wanted to transfer. I was like, this is not the place for me. I don't want this. This is not a fit for me. I'm not happy. I was really just going through it. And I wasn't able to transfer because of money. And I look back on that and I think, wow, if I did, how different would my life be? Good, bad, I don't know. But it wasn't meant to be. It was meant for me to go there. Even if all of my experiences were not the best, it was meant for me to go there. And that is a part of my life. It's something that I'm going to carry with me forever. So
Then
I'm grateful for it. And I meant
my
you.
yeah,
So
my Gallaudet chapter is, but it's me.
stay,
Like me.
stay. Hey.
But it's my experience regardless.
That's right.
That
That's right. That's right. All right, y'all. Until next time. Bye.
bye.